for joining in. Can we all hear me? So we can just put in the chat box so we can hear me. Thank you all for joining us today for the admission office hours. My name is Daniel. I lead marketing at Student, and we're really excited to have you on board for this session. So I'm joining in from Lagos, so we can all just introduce ourselves in the chat box, your name and where you are joining us from. Okay, so today we'll just basically be speaking about admission, enrollment, tuition fees and payments, and also African Techsis scholarship, life after student, which is placement, and answering general questions that we might have on different student programs. So, uh, my colleague Forever, who is an enrollment advisor student, will be handling this session. So I'll just be handing over to Forever to take it. Hi, Forever.
Hi, Daniel. Thank you everyone for joining. Please, before I go ahead, can we all mute our mics? Thank you very much. Let's all mute our mics. So, hi everybody. Good afternoon. I hope we're all doing well today. Thank you so much for making out time to join this call. I hope that you get something from it. Yeah, like Daniel mentioned, can we all just put our names, where you're calling from, and also the course you'd like to go for in the chat box? Let's meet you. So please give me a second to share my screen. Okay, so I hope we can all see my screen. Okay. All right, so we can just go ahead. So welcome again, everybody. Thank you for joining in. Let's just go ahead. So let me run us through what Stu10 is all about. So Stu10 is in the business of enabling young, aspiring tech talents change their lives by providing them with an environment that develops and applies engineering, data, and design knowledge. Our programs are modified frequently to produce tech talents that can compete globally. So we're just basically a education tech firm tech organization that trains young people on tech-related courses just so you can meet up with the world and get into the tech industry. Then the programs, we offer 6 different programs. So we have UI, UX design, mobile development, front-end development, data science, back-end development, and software testing. Please, can we mute our mics? Thank you. Great. So you can just visit our website to learn more on these courses. So we provided the curriculum, what you're going to learn if you go for any of these courses. So you can just visit our website if you'd like to know more, and it should also help you make your decision as well. Yes. Then for the application journey, so the first stage of the application journey is for you to First stage of the application journey is for you to visit our website at www.student.com. The second stage is for you to choose a program of choice. So once you get to the website, we have provided a list of courses for you to make your decision. Then the third stage is for you to check. Once you apply, after you visit our website, you apply. After you submit your application, you are expected to receive an assessment in your email, depending on the course you go for. So once you apply, you check your email for the assessment, then you take the assessment, you submit it and wait for an admission decision from Stu10. After that, within 2 to 3 days, you're expected to get your admission letter, and then you proceed your payments, then wait for classes to begin. Can we all hear me? I just want to confirm that. Can anyone hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
All right, thank you. Thank you for that. So now let's go through the learning model at Stu10. So we offer project-based curriculum and course content. So we make sure that we offer portfolio-worthy tasks based on real-world problems, incremental weekly tasks, intertrack projects and industry experts and mentors. So we want to make sure that we offer the training we offer will prepare you for the labor market. We don't just want you to get into the program and just just do it. We want to make sure that you have a feel of what the labor markets or the industry, what the tech industry is going to offer once you go out there. Yes. So learning, we also make sure we offer learning support. We offer peer-to-peer learning, accessible community of learners, office hours and faculty help desk, additional learning resources, guest sessions, weekly check-in and support, and the student handbook. Then let me just run you through. Okay, please let's make sure we turn off our videos and mics as well. Thank you. So I just want to run us through what a week looks like. Once you get into the program, what your week is going to look like. So on Monday, we give you access to weekly modules and tasks for the week. So basically on Mondays, once Monday comes, let me put it that way. Once Monday comes, we make sure that we give you access to your weekly module. So every week we're going to give you access to each module until you graduate from the program. Then on Tuesday, your learning continues. On Wednesday, your learning continues as well. And then Thursdays, we have what we call the office hours with faculty. This is where you meet with your tutor, so he or she can explain things to you, and you also get the chance to ask your questions too. Then on Friday, we're expected to submit your tasks. By the end of every week, you are expected to turn in your tasks, and you also get feedback on your tasks. Then let's move to the frequently asked questions. These are questions that we get a lot from our prospect. So the first one is, are classes physical or virtual? So classes are completely virtual. However, if you want to learn with our community of learners, you can come to our physical learning hub located at 16A Colagino Gagada, where you have in Lagos, where you have access to internet and electricity from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And also get the chance to meet with the student staff and also other learners too. The next question is, I work full-time, what options do I have? So the program is set in a way that you can learn at your pace from anywhere and at any time, as long as you complete the weekly modules and turn in your task every week. So I will give you an example. Say you are expected to complete a chapter of a book by the end of the week. One person can choose to dedicate Monday to Wednesday to read that whole chapter. Another person can choose to dedicate Wednesday to Friday to read that whole chapter. At the end of the day, you're just expected to turn in your assessment, your task by the end of the week. Yes, so are we following, please? Daniel, you can help unmute your mic and make sure that you can hear me and understand me too. Can everyone hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay,
Yes,
Yes, I can.
All right, thank you. So let's move to payment options and tuition fees. So what payment options are available and which one is suitable for me? So the first payment option we have is the full tuition payment option. So you prepare the full fees before commencement of the program, suitable for all applicants who can afford a one-off payment, have sponsors, or applicants who have not completed their youth semester. So basically, you're expected to pay the tuition fee before classes, and it is suitable for everybody that is able to afford that amount. The next payment option we have is the instrumental payment option. So where you pay within 4 months after enrollment, suitable for applicants or sponsors. Applicants or sponsors who get monthly remuneration, have a small, medium scale business, and applicants who have not completed their youth service. So you're going to be paying a particular amount of the fees 4 times. That would be for the first 4 months of the program. So as long as you can afford this, as long as you get paid monthly, or a worker, you get paid monthly, this should be comfortable for you. The last payment option we have is the income share option. So you are expected to, first of all, pay an enrollment fee. You pay an enrollment fee before the start of classes, and then after you get a job, you start paying back 15% of your salary per month. So it is suitable for applicants or sponsors who cannot readily afford the first 2 options but have completed their youth service. So this option is only available to those who have completed their youth service. Let's take note of that. Then we are currently offering a scholarship, the African Techsis scholarship. So let us find out what the African Techsis scholarship is all about. So the African Techsis scholarship is a 50% off award directed at women to increase women participation in tech. Scholarship was introduced to reduce the gender gap in tech. Can we please turn off our mic, please? Please, let's turn off our mics. Thank you. So the African Techsis scholarship is a 50% off award directed at women to increase women participation in tech. The scholarship was introduced to reduce the gender gap in tech. So I'm very sure that I think most of us know that the tech industry is male dominated. There are more males in the tech industry than females. So student wants to encourage more women to get into tech. We want them to understand that the tech industry is also for them. So for every woman that applies to the student program and passes the assessment, a 50% scholarship is going to be awarded to that woman. So you are going to get 50% off the normal tuition fee. If you go for the full tuition, you're going to get 50% of that. If you go for the instrumental payment, you're going to get 50% of that. If you go for the income sharing agreement, you are also going to get 50% of that. So let's talk about life after student, what your life is going to be like after student. So some of our alumni, that's 400 plus of our alumni, they have become software engineers, product designers, product managers, and more. So we have Ayowole Adenuga, who is a software engineer at InterSwitch. We have Chinonso Raymond, who is a product designer at Spacestack. We have Bumi Adewumi, who is a product manager at Life Stores Pharmacy, and Boma Josiah, who is a product designer at Tunga and co-founder of Klein. So life after student just simply refers to your placement, job placement. So before we go ahead, I want to make us understand something about these parts of your life in student. So we're going to do our best to reach out to different employers to let them know that we have great students that are ready to be hired and all of that. But we are not giving you 100% guarantee about that. We can't give you 100% guarantee about that because we cannot force a company to employ you. We cannot force an employer to hire you. It's dependent on them. So it's also dependent on you. If you work on your portfolio very much, you improve your skills and all of that, I don't see any reasons why they would not employ you. So the best we can do is to reach out to different organizations and let them know that we have people for hire. But then it's still dependent on the company to make their decision whether they want to hire you. So Stu10 featuring Carriwise. So we got this tweet from Razak Ahmed. He said, going by my interactions with applicants for the recent UI UX role advertised by Carriwise, Stu10 is doing something right with respect to helping aspiring developers or designers build technical skills in Nigeria. Keep it up. So moving on, path to employment. So we have 95% of our graduates who work in full-time, in person or remote. Then we have 5% of our graduates who freelance. Then we also have some graduates who have built their own organizations. I think I mentioned Buma earlier. He's a co-founder at Klein. We have some of our graduates who are co-founders and those who have built their own organizations as well. Now let's talk about your role at 210. Yes, so it's our job to make sure that you get the best. We try our best to make sure you get the best, but then you also have your role to play. One of your roles is to make sure that you are very much dedicated, invested in this training. We can do our best and you can also do your best. So to make sure that you are very much invested in the training, we also like you to put yourself out there, go for job interviews, job applications and all of that. Put yourself out there, make conscious effort to work on your portfolio. You can even decide to task yourself, just say, oh, let me try and work on this. Create a project for yourself. This is all going to help you to improve your skills. Pretty much at the end of the day, you are going to gain a whole lot from it. So yeah, so that is your role at student. Then for students' role, these are some of the job placement efforts on our end to connect you to your dream job. So project-based learning, we make sure that at student you're going to be working on a lot of projects. We make sure that the projects we assign to you are let me say examples of things you're going to face in the real world when you get out there. Then portfolio of presentable projects. We would help you or guide you on building your portfolio. We have demo day as well. Demo day is where it's like what's this one? I'm trying to look for the word. So demo day is where you meet with different employers virtually, where you can sell yourselves. Just let them know that, oh, this is a project I worked on. We would invite different employers and then they look at your work, you present your work to them as well. Then access to our alumni network. You get the chance to meet with a lot of our alumni, to then connect with employers on our hire page. We have a hire page where once you submit your profile, we would help you update that on our hire page, and we can have different employers go to that website and even pick you to hire. Yes, then key numbers. So we've had 500 plus learners, people enroll into the program. So we have about 500 plus alumni actually, and then 70% plus placement within 90 days of graduation. So 70% of our learners got jobs within 90 days of their graduation. 90 days, that should be 3 months, yes. Then the average starting salary is 150,000 naira. Yeah, so that is what most of our learners start with once they graduate or once they get a job. Then, okay, it's time for questions. I hope we all understood what I just went through. It's time for questions. Do we have questions, please? So you can just drop your question in the chat box. Before we can just drop your question in the chat, but then before we face that, Daniel, would you like to add anything? Hi, Daniel, can you hear me? Okay, so we can just
Hi,
go
Forever.
right there. Okay. Hi, Daniel.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much. I think it was my connection. So thank you very much for that wonderful presentation. I think I just want to add more on the demo day. So for our part in placement, for demo day is like the last phase of your learning at student. So I know when Forever was explaining, she mentioned the intertrack project during the learning weeks and learning modules. So during your intertrack project, you are grouped into various groups by your track. So let's say I study the UI UX design program as student. I'm going to be grouped with a front-end developer, a back-end developer, a data scientist, a mobile developer, and all of us are going to come together to like work on a project. The reason why we are doing this is because we want you to know what it's like to work in like a real life organization, because at the end of the day, you are learning these skills to work in an organization. So when you see as a UI UX designer, you can see what the front end developer needs from you, the back end developer needs from you during this phase, and also to build soft skills teamwork. So even during our program, while learning technical skills, we also teach soft skills during the program, because at the end of the day, we want it to be employable. And for tech jobs now, they don't just actually do the technical aspect. They also they don't just do the technical aspects. They all after the technical interview and phase, they also do the cultural aspect, which is to make sure you're a cultural fit for the organization. I want to make sure that you are fit in all areas to enter an organization. So that's the bit from my end. So I think we can just take questions for now. Thank you.
Thank you, Daniel. So if you have questions, please, I'd like you to drop your questions in the chat box, and then we would go through it and pick them up one by one. Thank you. Can everyone hear me?
You went off now.
Yes, we can.
Yes,
Okay,
we can hear you.
Iloba Victory, I see that you raised your hand. Can you drop your question in the chat box, please?
Okay.
Thank you.
Hi, Forever. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
All right. Okay, so have you started with the questions? I had to reload, sorry.
But I think Iloba Victory has a question.
All right, you can go ahead. All right, Victory, you can go ahead with your question. All right, I'll just be taking the questions from the chat box. The first one I can see here is, how do I enroll for the Women's Scholarship? For the African Techsis Scholarship, so it is already with your application. So once you just apply for the program and you identify yourself as a woman, you are going to get the scholarship. So there is no extra application for that. And also Can you talk more about tuition fees? So I think today we just basically spoke about everything, but next week Tuesday we're having the next week we're going to have the admissions week, and on Tuesday we're going to have the account team speaking to us more about the tuition fee and how much you have to pay. So there are different tuition fees for different set of people, to be honest. That is why we do not want to confuse everyone with the tuition fees. Uh, how long does the training last before one is ready to get a job? So for job placement, as Forever mentioned, I believe is a two-way effort, to be honest. You have to pull in your weight, and we also have to pull in our weights. Even during the program, we've had cases of our alumni getting jobs while in the program. So you need to, first of all, make sure you pay attention in class, actively build your portfolio while in the program. So at the end of the day, you can just land your first tech role. So we don't like to put a timeline for this because some people get during the program, immediately after the program, a few months after the program. So it depends, to be honest, it depends on you. Uh, is the program on site or virtual? So the program is 100%. The program is 100% online. However, we might have workshops on a monthly basis, but anything that happens at the space in Bagada, Lagos, would also be televised and also be made available online for people that were not available to come to the space. So I'm in the UK presently schooling, and I would like to enroll for the women's scholarship. So Timmy Pell, you can just go ahead and submit your application on our website and you'll be considered for the scholarship. So from Toby Balogun, I received my admission notification. I want to go for the installment payment. I was asked to pay within 2 weeks of receiving the email, but I couldn't because I only received salary at the end of the month. Do I have a chance? Yes, Toby Balogun, you absolutely have a chance. So you can just send us an email you can send an email to admissions@q10.com. And just with this, I will just take that up and reach out to you. Thank you very much, Toby. Can we change tracks? So you can actually change tracks before the program begins. That is by starting the application again and doing the tax for the program you want to change to. So every track has different assessments. The assessment for UI UX is not the same with the one for software testing. Neither is it the same with the one for software development. But you can change your track. So, Oyinloye, you like to confirm if the Techsis scholarship is for women alone. So, this African Techsis scholarship, as the name implies, is actually for women alone. However, we have other scholarship opportunities for men that perform well in their assessment or in their task. And yeah, so but the African Techsis scholarship is for women alone. So every woman that applies into the program has the 50% tuition discount. From Agatha, I would like to confirm the payment method SOS-CVN. So SOS-CVN ISA actually means Save Our Soul Children Village Income Sharing Agreement. So people in Abuja might know Save Our Soul Children Village. So it is an organization we have partnership with. But if you are not from there, I think you can just go ahead to the normal payment options. Good afternoon, all. Is this really free? Victory. So the program is not 100% free. As Forever has mentioned, there are various payment options for you. The full tuition, installment, income share agreement. I feel a lot of people actually go for the income share agreements because they actually genuinely want to learn tech skills, but they cannot afford it at this time. So I think that is like the most flexible payment option for you to go for. I would like to be trained as a product manager, but I didn't see that option. Temi Azan, we currently don't have the product management course, but we have UI UX, cloud development, software engineering, software testing, data science program. I was given the conditional admission. Yes, so during the application, we are asked to take a tax. So there are some people that didn't meet the cutoff mark for the tax, but we believe you are going to do well in the program. That is why we are giving that conditional admission. So after a month on your enrollment, you just take a test based on what you do in the program. So that is why we were given a conditional admission, because we still believe in you that when you get enrolled into the program, you are going to do well. Thank you from 25. Thank you for the presentation. How do I validate admission in respect to this? I'm paying if I'm paying with installment or ISA. So so there are various financial obligations for the various agreements. For the installment, you are meant to pay your first installment before commencement of the program. And the program begins on the 27th of June. For ISA, you are also meant to pay your enrollment fee before commencement of the program. So on Yechi, I think I've answered it. The program begins on the 27th of June, 2022. The program spans between 6 to 8 months because of your intertrack projects, because at the end of the day you have to work on a project with different tracks, so we have to make sure everyone is on the same line, so that you can all so the mobile development track is not currently in learning weeks while the UI/UX program is in their project week. So we want to make sure everyone is together and you all graduate together. So how much is the 50% I'm going to pay for the scholarship? So if you have gotten your admission letter, the 50% is already inclusive. So whatever you see on your admission letter is the amount you are meant to pay. Yeah, Oluwaseun. So the data science, I just especially UIX and software testing. So the data science program is also on. It's open for the 1.3 cohorts. So benefit of data science is endless, to be honest. When you finish, you can work as a data scientist in various organizations. All tech organizations need data scientists to leverage their data. So yeah, forever you can take it from here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Daniel. Please, what was the last question that you just treated?
So I answered the last question from Oluwasebilore Makinde. So I think the
next is who, please? Okay.
Ibukun
Ibukun. Okay. Hi, Ibukun. Hi, Ibukun. So how much you asked? How much is the tuition fees? Okay. So I think I already treated as maybe you joined it. So for the tuition fee is the same thing for all the courses. Whichever course you're going for is the same fee. But we have three different payment options that we offer. So the first payment option is the full tuition payment option, where you pay in full. You're going to be paying upfront. You're paying at once before the start of classes. So it's for those that are able to afford this. And the tuition fee is for the full payment option is 540,000 naira. Then for the second payment option that we offer is the instrumental payment option, where you pay in installments. You're going to be paying 146,000 naira 4 times. You'll be paying that for 4 months. So it's going to be 146,000 naira for the first month, 146,000 naira for the second month, same amount for the third month, same amount for the fourth month. So if you add everything all up, it should sum up to 584,000 naira. Then the last payment option that we offer is the income share agreement. So this is where you pay an enrollment fee before the start of classes. So you'll be paying an enrollment fee of 86,000 naira. And then after you get a job, you start paying back 15% of your salary for 24 months, apologies, not years, please. So you're going to be paying us back 15% of the salary you're earning every month. I hope you understand that, Ibukun. Thank you for the question. And Oluwatobiloba says, hello, your line wasn't clear. So you mentioned cutoff marks for the admission also. How do I know if I've been selected? Okay, so, hi, Daniel.
Hi, forever.
Okay, so Toby said you mentioned the cutoff marks for the admission, yes?
So I didn't. I only said that someone asked about conditional admission. So I mentioned that various programs have various cutoff mark, and if you got the conditional admission, That means you probably missed the cutoff mark by just a bit, and we still believe in you and believe you can do well in the program, because the application was not only based on your technical but also the other aspect of the application. So if you have been selected for admission within 2 to 3 days after submitting your assessment, you should get an admission decision completed. I don't think it's elapsed 2 to 3 days. Yeah, so that is it. Very well.
All right, thank you, Daniel. Oluwatobiloba, I hope that helps. Then Temi Hassan, did you say 6 to 8 weeks or months? Okay, so the training is for 6 to 8 months, please. It's for 6 to 8 months. Then Chilaka Elizabeth, good afternoon, please. How do we apply for this scholarship? Okay, so the scholarship doesn't have a different application or application form. So all you have to do is just visit our website, www.student.com, apply for any course of your choice. Apply for any course of your choice, and then take your assessments. Once you take your assessments, if you pass, as long as you pass, you're a woman, so it is going to be given to you definitely. The scholarship is you're going to be awarded the scholarship definitely as long as you pass. So it is like I mentioned earlier, the scholarship is majorly for women. It is focused on women. So once you pass your assessment, you'll be given the scholarship. I hope that answers your question, Elizabeth. Then for Agbaje Oluwatumishi, please, I hope it isn't only for females. Okay, so the scholarship, like I mentioned again, is focused on women, on females, because we're trying to bridge the gap between females and the tech industry, because we all know that the tech industry is just filled with males, you understand? But then for males, if you do very well in your assessment, there is a chance that you'll be awarded the scholarship. So just make sure that you try your best in the assessment, and who knows, the scholarship just might be yours as well. Thank you, Oluwatumishi. I hope that answers your question. Then for Gbemisola, the other payment plan for pay as you earn, can you explain that? Okay, so that's the income share agreement. I think I mentioned that earlier. So the income share agreement is where you pay an enrollment fee of 86,000 naira. You pay that before the start of classes. And then after you get a job, you start paying us back 15% of your salary for 24 months. That's for 2 years. So 15% of the salary you earn every month, you pay that to us. So I hope that explains your question, Bimisola, and yes, Ibuko to ask that question. Then for Lawrence, can you make payments before presenting my guarantors, and how do I indicate that I have paid? Oh, sure, definitely you can make your payment once you get your admission, and then to indicate that you have paid, you're expected to share your receipts with us. You share that via email, please. Thank you, Lawrence. I hope that answers your question. Then for Ruth, for the income share agreement, I thought there's a maximum amount you get to and the payment ends. So the agreement is that you pay for 24 months. That's what the agreement is. Then for Timmy Pearl, please can you list the courses you have available? Okay, we have the UI UX design course, we have the front-end development, we have back-end development, we have data science, we have mobile development, and we also have software testing. I hope that answers your question, Timmy. Yes, so you can also visit our website. If you want to learn more on this course, you can visit our website to help you make your decision. So visit our website at www.student.com. That should help. Then Pelumi asks if the training is on site. So our classes are 100% virtual. They're 100% virtual, but we have a space, an office at Bagada, 16A Folajinodu Crescent, Bagada, Lagos, where you can come in Mondays to Fridays, 9 to 5, to access internet and electricity. You can also meet with the student community there. You can meet other learners there as well, but the classes are 100% virtual. Then for Oluwatobiloba, has students started sending out admission letters for the program? So once you submit this is for Tobiloba, once you submit your assessment, you're expected to receive your admission within 2 to 3 days. Within 2 to 3 days after you turn in your assessment. So I hope that answers your question, Tobiloba. Ogochuku asks, please, what does this admission or scholarship cover? Does it cover the full tuition? If not, what percentage does it cover? So the scholarship is available for all the payment options that I mentioned earlier. It's available for the full tuition, for the instrumental, for the income share agreement. You're getting 50% off any payment option you go for. So that's what the scholarship covers. Then for Ruth, the scholarship is also for the income share. Okay, thank you. Yes, so I already answered that question. Then for Shay, sorry, I know you might have mentioned this before, but what about people that work full-time and won't be able to come physically once a week? Okay, so the classes, like I mentioned, are 100% virtual. So you don't have to come in. If you don't have time, you don't have to come in at all. You don't have to come in at all. The classes are virtual, 100% virtual. So, and they're flexible as well. It's something you can do in your own time. Although you definitely have deadline, but it's still flexible enough for you. Something you can do in your own time again. So I hope that answers your question, Shay. Therefore, Bimisola. So will there be a physical class? I think I already answered that. Thank you, Bimisola. According to the mail I was sent, this is for Oluwatimishi. According to the mail I was sent, I was offered 50% scholarship. Please brief me on that. So I think I already covered that already. Yes. Thank you, Daniel, for sharing the website. For Mary, I applied for a course, took my assessment and passed, but I want to apply for the scholarship. Do I apply for the scholarship again, or is there a way to go about it because I have already taken admission? Okay, so hi Mary, so you are a woman, so you should have gotten the scholarship, So please confirm again. You don't have to, there's no different way to apply for the scholarship. It's the same way, just visit the websites, apply, attempt your assessment. As long as you pass, you will be offered scholarship. Then for Raymond, sorry, how is the placement done? Are there jobs waiting if eventually one is offered? Okay, so Raymond, I mentioned this earlier at the beginning of the meeting. We are not going to give you 100% guarantee regarding job placement. This is because we cannot force an employer to hire you. We are only going to do our best when it comes to reaching out to different organizations and letting them know that we have learners for hire that are ready to get hired. So that is what we're going to do. I can assure you that we're going to do that. But then, to be honest, the decision is still in the hands of the company, is still in the hands of the employer. So again, most of the responsibility lies on you for you to make sure you're dedicated in the program, and then you do your best to improve your portfolio and all of that. And also put yourself out there. Then for Idowu, will there be automatic?
I just want to answer Raymond's question also.
Okay.
Yeah, so for placement, as Forever mentioned, we believe is a two-way effort. From us, we're making our program project-based and also making sure you're prepared for the industry, for the tech industry. For our program being project-based, it means that during the program, because we know most people that come into our program are either novice or beginners, they barely know anything in tech, talk less about having a portfolio. So during the program, we make sure that you are actively building your portfolio. And what tech employers want to see is they don't just want to hear what you can do, they want to also see what you can do. And most of the times, how they see what you can do is through your portfolio, through the projects you've worked on, even if it's not like in a professional setting, in boot camps like this and stuff like that. So that is what we provide. For placements, we also run demo day and stuff like that. So like give you an access to employers, basically, to make sure at least you have one leg into the door of employers so that they can reach out to you and know that you're available for hire. But as Forever mentioned, we won't tell you that, okay, we are placing, it is 100% placement. So if we even promise that, I promise to place every single person that comes into our training, into jobs. They are meant to actually question us and ask us questions about how we are going to do it. But what we can assure is that we're going to uh, make you known to employers that you are ready for the industry. And for tech jobs and tech employers, most of the times you don't even need someone to introduce you once you are. That's why we focus on the work you have to do, because once you are ready for the industry, once you do your part, it is employers that are going to be chasing after you, to be honest. Tech roles, tech jobs, they are endless, and they are waiting for you to fill them. Thank you, Forever.
Thank you so much, Daniel, for addressing that. Thank you. So Ido, I think you asked the same question. Gideon, you asked the same question. So Daniel has already spoken on that. Then for Gwimsola, I was offered an admission. Am I to print out the guarantors form and okay, too. So what you can do is, Daniel, you can help share with them sites that they can use to fill this form out online. Or another option is for you to print out this document, print out the form, you can sign it and then scan it, then send it back to us. So that's what you can do. So I hope this helps. Then for Joyce, how much should be paid after the admission is granted for the Women Africa Scholarship to Kickstart? Okay, so this is dependent on the payment option you go for. So I think you're referring to an acceptance fee, but there is nothing like that. Once you get your admission, okay, the African Techsis scholarship, once you get your admission, if you choose to go for the full tuition, you are supposed to pay 270,000 naira. You're going to pay that upfront. If you go for the second payment option, that's the instrumental payment option, you're expected to pay 292,000 naira in installments. It's going to be paid in installments. Then for the last payment option, that's the income share agreement. If you get the scholarship, you're expected to pay 43,000 naira as enrollment fee, since you're getting 50% off. So Joyce, I hope that answers your question. So Idowu is asking, how many months will it take to learn data science in your... So I've mentioned this before. The training for all courses is for 6 to 8 months. I hope that answers your question, Idowu. Then for Elizabeth, good afternoon, please. If I take the assessment and pass, is the scholarship free or is 586K? So I just answered that. You're getting 50% off. If you get the scholarship, you're going to pay half of the normal tuition fee, no matter the payment option you go for. For Ogochukwu, please, for those who have been offered the scholarship, how do we go about the acceptance and payment? It's not clearly stated in the admission letter. So once you get your admission letter, there is a link that leads you to your agreement. So go through your agreement. In the agreement, there are different payment options. The agreement clearly explains what your payment option should be and all of that. So just carefully read through and I promise you will understand very well. Also, I've spoken on the scholarship just a few minutes ago. So I hope it's understood, Ogochukwu. For Idowu, when will this scholarship lapse? So there is no date for that yet. So why not just grab it while you can? Thank you, Idowu. Oluwatumishe, please, according to the mail I was sent, I was offered 50% scholarship. Please, I need a brief. So I just explained that. Once you go through your email, go through your admission offer, go through your agreements, your questions will be answered definitely. And I just spoke on that a few minutes ago. I hope you were here. Thank you. Tayo, please, I would like to ask if there is a chance of internship in an organization, at least to work with live data, even if it's a period of 1 to 3 months. Hi, Daniel.
I forever, yeah. So
Yeah.
at the end of our program, I would answer that also. So at the end of our program, we also call in employers to get our trained graduates for internships because most of them are for junior roles. So yeah, it is very possible to get an internship. So yeah, it is very possible to get an internship. That would happen at the end of your program when we know and we are sure that you are fit for the industry. So for the internship, sometimes it's always remote and on site. And yeah, it is very possible to get an internship on for data science.
Mm. Sorry, you are your audit programs. Okay, okay, okay. Nothing makes sense.
Yeah.
Thank you, Daniel, for explaining. Thank you, Daniel. So Dami asks if I can take the payments part again. So for the payments part, we have three payment options available. The first payment option is the full tuition payment option, where you pay in full. You're going to be paying at once. You pay that before the start of classes. So you'll be paying 540,000 naira in full. You pay that upfront. The second payment option is the instrumental payment option, where you pay in installments. You'll be paying 146,000 naira 4 times for the first 4 months of the program. So you pay 146,000 naira for the first month. You pay the same amount for the second month, the same amount for the third month, the same amount for the fourth month. Then the last payment option, if you add that up all together, it should give you 584,000 naira. Then for the last payment option, that's the income share agreement, where you pay an enrollment fee of 86,000 naira. You pay that before the start of classes. And then after you get a job, you start paying us back 15% of your salary for 24 months. That's 2 years. You'll be paying back 15% of the salary you get every month for 24 months. I hope that answered your question, Dami, and every other person that has questions relating to the payment option. Sorry, Idowu says, sorry, I don't know if you have mentioned this before. How much does data science cost? So I just explained that all the courses have the same amounts. They all have the same amount, that they all go for the same payment option. So I just explained that to Dami, and I believe that you heard that. Thank you, Idowu, for that question. Gideon says, will you be working physically or online in the company in terms of those higher institutions that's going for lectures or tests? Okay, so the program is flexible. You don't have to come into the space. The space is made available for those who would like to come in voluntarily, or you want to have access to internet or electricity, or you can even plan to meet with other learners and all of that. If you're working, or if you're in the higher institution, in the university, going for lectures and all, it's flexible enough for you. I explained earlier when I mentioned this, I said, I gave an example. It's like you are expected to finish one chapter of a book in 1 week. You can decide to focus on finishing that chapter for from Monday to Wednesday. Another person can say, oh, I would like to finish this chapter from Wednesday to Friday. The goal at the end of the day is to make sure that you complete your task by the end of the week. So that is what is going to be. So it's very flexible. It's something you can do in your own time, even though you have to be aware of the deadlines you might have to meet. So I hope that answers the question, Gideon. So Adegoke Bemisola is asking when the program will begin. So the program is set to start in June, 27th of June. And she also asks, is product design and UI UX the same thing? Yes, please, it's the same thing. Thank you. Okay, thank you, Dami. Pelumi is asking about the payment option. I wanted to pick full option, but I made a mistake choosing installment when filling my assessment. Is there a way I can change it, or I can just pay full if I'm offered admission? So I think you can just go ahead and pay. Okay, I think I'll just go ahead and pay full once you're offered admission. Thank you. Damola, is there any possibility of internship while training? So I think Daniel already mentioned this. So towards the end of your training, we reach out to different employers to let them know that we have learners who would like to intern in their company and all of that. So it's almost the same thing as placement, really. It now depends on them to go for you. I hope that answers your question, Omi Damola. Idowu is asking, please, how rigorous is the online class? Is it very reliable? Definitely, it is very reliable. It is very, very reliable. I can assure you. Then Gideon is asking, how long do you have to make payments after getting admitted? So you're expected to make payments before classes begin, Gideon. So once you get to admission, you have to be mindful of the time and make sure that you make your payments before classes start. So I think that's the last question. If anybody else has a question, you can drop it. But I think I've answered all the questions. Okay, Cynthia says, please, I need the recording of this session so I can listen and go through it as I am presently at work. Okay, that's fine, Cynthia. The recording will be shared. The recording will be shared with everyone. So thank you for pointing that out. So I think that's the last question. Thank you to everybody that drops their questions, and I hope that I've been able to answer your question. Daniel and I have been able to answer your question. So Gideon is asking, I meant when you are done with the program. Okay, so when you are done with the program, after you're done with the program, we'll do our best to reach out to different employers, and let them know that we have great learners that would like to be hired. So that is. Hi, Daniel.
Yes, so I think he's talking about ISA payment after the program.
ISA payment. Oh, I don't think I understand. How long do you have to make payments after getting admitted? Okay. Oh, apologies for that. Gideon. So for the ISA, it is after you get a job that you start paying back. I hope that answers your question. Then Agatha says she wants to understand where the 50% scholarship comes into play. So the 50% scholarship is available for all the payment options. So if you're going for the full tuition payment option, you're going to be paying half of 540,000 naira. If you're going for the instrumental payment option, you're going to be paying 292,000 naira in installments. It will be broken down. And then for the last payment option, that's the income sharing agreement. If you got the scholarship, you're going to, instead of 86,000 naira as enrollment fee, you're going to be paying 43,000 naira as the enrollment fee. I hope that answers your question. Okay, hi Gideon. Hi, Gideon. Can you clearly send your question again? Thank you. Okay, it always asking, please, can one get the scheme to be covered before payment? So you can just visit our website. If you're going for UI UX, you can just click on the UI UX course. We have put down the curriculum for you, so you can go through that and maybe on your own do your research on everything that's listed there. I hope that answers your question, Ido. Thank you for sharing. We're still waiting on Gideon. He'd like to share his question clearly.
Yes, so thank you, Forever. So I also just dropped our phone numbers in the chat box in case anyone has questions later on and you want to reach out to us. So you can reach out to Forever and I with your questions. And also next week, we'll be having the admissions week. On Tuesday, we'll be having the accounting speaking on tuition fees and payments in details. Then on Wednesday, we're going to be having our open day where you can all come in from 10 to 3 p.m., come in physically to our space to ask your questions or even to see the space by yourself. Then on Thursday, we'll be having the learning team, the learning and tech team, just speaking about learning model, learning experience, what to expect for the various tracks. And on Friday, we'll be having our placement team speaking to us about life after student. Yeah, that is it.
Thank you so much, Daniel. So I just dropped I'm about to drop the dates for these events in the chat box.
Yes. So I also want us to vote. Would you prefer if we have the session for next week by 1 p.m. or 3 p.m. so that we can know which one is more comfortable for us, 1 p.m. or 3 p.m. If you are fine with one, you can just put down one. If you are fine with three, you can just put down three in the chat box. All right.
Okay, so let's round up with Gideon's question. So Daniel, you can also contribute to this. I'm saying if you are done with the program totally and try to get us employed, if you get employed, will you be working physically when you are employed?
All right. So I'll just answer that. So for tech jobs, tech roles, I think why most people go into tech is because of decent work, because of the opportunity to work from anywhere you want, opportunity to work remotely. I have forever currently work for the same organization, and we are not at the same space, to be honest. So for the jobs, you are going to be placed to either physical or site jobs or hybrid or even fully remote jobs. If you come into our space, we have our alumni that come to our space regularly that work for companies that are not even in Nigeria. Because tech gives you, we believe that the opportunities with tech is endless, to be honest. You can have that flexibility to work from anywhere, work at any time, and yeah, so we want you to take part of that. So you don't have to, I don't think any tech job right now is mandating everyone to work physically, but that is also possible. But hybrid is possible, and also fully remote is also possible. So anyone works. Do data? Yes, data scientists actually work remotely also. Yeah, they do. Yeah, we have data scientists working with different travel tech, and they are working from Nigeria. So every tech field can work remotely, to be honest. You don't need a UI/UX designer to be at a physical space to design anything. You don't need a front-end developer to be at a physical space to write code and stuff like that. I think for all tech jobs, you can work remotely. For the ones that don't need, and for all the ones we take, to be honest, you can work remotely. You don't need to be at a physical space. The work is moving into tech, so it would be weird for a tech organization being just for all tech organizations working physically. So yeah, you can work from anywhere, work online, remotely, hybrid. So that is very possible. Did I answer the question forever?
Yes, yes, you did. You did. Thank you so
I
much.
think this is past 2, and the
Yes,
webinar was slated for 1 hour.
yes.
All right, so I think majority picked 3 p.m. So 3 p.m. it is. So next week we would be sharing the meeting invite with everyone for next week. For sorry for that, for our various sessions next week, and we are looking forward to seeing you. I'm particularly looking forward to seeing you and having you on board. Thank you very much forever.
Thank you, Daniel. So let me just quickly answer Deborah's question. This is the last question for today. Thank you. So she asked, what if one wants to change mode of payment? So I think I answered this question before. If you chose, let's say you chose full tuition when you were applying, or when you were submitting when you were applying and you get your admission, you can decide to, you can inform us and make your instrumental payment. I hope this answers your question. I think that was Deborah. Thank you. Raymond is asking 3 p.m., which they don't worry, all the information will be shared with you, and also the recording of this session will be on YouTube, so you can watch it from beginning, and then the questions you have will definitely be answered. Thank you everybody for joining. I hope this session was helpful. I hope you gained from it. Thank you everybody for joining. Thank you, Daniel, for being a part of this, and thank you for your help. Enjoy the rest of your day, everybody.
Bye, everyone.